Get in the know. Non-stop Vikings talk. It's Purple Daily on Score North and ScoreNorth.com.
And I tell you guys I love you. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. I will ride with this group until they don't let us play more.
Come on. Football!
Yes, welcome in as we count down the days until Vikings training camp. In fact, so the full training camp starts next weekend, next Saturday. But there's going to be rookies trickling in middle of the week. There's going to be a press conference out there for the Judd Zolgads of the world. So is it fair to say, Judd, that Purple Daily is going to have cleats on the ground Tuesday, Wednesday?
Yeah, so I think the press conferences for Kwesi and O'Connell are on Tuesday. So yeah, cleats on the ground, boots on the ground,
Dude, what needs
helmets
to
in the
happen
air.
for you to wear cleats covering practice? Can we,
That'd
if
be
we
hilarious,
bought
wouldn't
you a pair of cleats, would you?
Wouldn't that
wear
be
cleats?
hilarious if I showed up with like a stopwatch around my neck and like cleats on?
You should just go full Jim Harbaugh at that point. You should be wearing khakis.
Too hot.
We can get you like a nice pullover Purple Daily sort of quarter zip or something.
That'd be great. My Purple Daily hat, Purple Daily quarter zip,
sunglasses, a
gym
whistle,
shorts,
a stopwatch.
sunglasses. Yes, a whistle and a stopwatch and cleats. And that sound as I approach, as I'm walking on gravel, right? Yep, love it.
Judge just sitting on the sidelines away from the other media members, crossing his arms, documenting practice.
Just occasionally blow the whistle till I get kicked out.
Yeah, what would happen if you brought your own whistle and started blowing it? You kind of hit it.
They'd kick you out.
Yeah, they probably would.
They'd kick you out because the players would be like, what the hell is that?
You could start calling out new practice sessions. Blow your whistle, special teams.
Yeah, special cats. Men, that's not good enough. We're going to do it again.
No,
we're going to do it. We're going to do it again. You know what? We're going to do 2-a-days. But we can't. I don't care.
Run your asses into the ground. Well, this is Purple Daily Vikings entertainment, where we just want the Vikings to win a Super Bowl before we die. That's the mission statement around here. We appreciate however you consume, whether it's the YouTube channel, if you could click the subscribe button and the like button, help spread the word about this awesome community of Vikings fans. On the audio side, a 5-star rating and a positive review on Apple and Spotify also help spread the word. The show is presented by our friends at TCL, one of the world's best-selling consumer electronics brands. They have a new lineup of award-winning TVs delivering the most entertainment with stunning resolution at an affordable cost. Learn more at TCL.com and inspire greatness with TCL. Also, real quick, a shout-out to our friends over at 3Jack, Declan, one of the best places. I'm just going to say it's a pulled chicken nacho specialist restaurant in my mind.
It's a pulled chicken nacho specialist. It's got golf sims. It's got a great patio. It's got a great options for your happy hour too. If you're a business looking to get out there and get a little happy hour in, you go to 3jack.com. Plus, if you bring your Twin Stub ticket, free drink on them too. So if you're going to the Twins game, you may as well just pony up to 3Jack there in the North Loop. One of my favorite spots. Living in the North Loop for the last 6 years. Go to 3Jack and 3jack.com too to stay up to date with all the information.
Yeah. All right, let's hit the music here. Write that down. Let's do it.
Most make predictions and then never admit they're wrong. Yeah, that's not Mackie and Judd. This is the place where we just totally own our horrible predictions. Write this down. And eat them for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Write that down. It's Write That Down. Write it down. You like writing things down? With Mackie and Judd.
We are the only show, or shows, plural, because we do it on our other podcast too, Mackie and Judd and the Score North YouTube channel, that actually keeps track of our predictions with statistics. You can call us stupid, you can call us innovative, something in between. But here's how it works. 3 Vikings or football-related predictions or show-related predictions from everybody each week. They must be quantifiable. We keep track of completion percentage and touchdowns on the show. The season runs. It's a 12-month season, Super Bowl to Super Bowl. And listeners, if you want to participate, like Chad is about to, and maybe Cody, we're waiting on Cody here too. We may have 2 guest predictors. You can hit us up, send a message to Declan through the Score North app. There's a feedback tab. That's also the best way to get us messages for our Feedback Friday episodes. But before we get, and by the way, Chad, it's kind of a funny story that we're going to get to as to how he became a guest listener predictor today. But let's get to the accountability session gentlemen. Not a lot of things coming off the board because it is the offseason. It's kind of a slow time for NFL activity. But, Judd, you did correctly say Dalvin Cook would not be signed with a team by this week's Write That Down. And that was correct. I feel like all of us have taken a bite at the Dalvin Cook apple the last couple months.
Squared around a bunt.
Little check down here. It's okay. So I said Tanner Morgan would have a multi-touchdown game in the USFL. So he was drafted like in the top 10 of the USFL, but I'm pretty sure didn't he make like, was it the Steelers or somebody? He made like an NFL offseason camps. I don't think he actually played.
Some OTA or mini. Yes, he was with someone. I didn't remember seeing that.
But he totally would have done. He would have carved up the USFL. All right, listeners had nothing come off the board, so let's highlight a prediction that's still on the board. Brock said Kirk Cousins will receive at least one MVP vote in 2023. I feel like we've been sniffing around this for a few years, right? Because he's always the big numbers guy.
Right.
Is this the year where Kirk finally gets actual MVP steam?
It feels like a lot of times he gets steam, but then it dies down, right? Like, Kirktober, and he'll get hot. And then First Take will debate Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins. So at the end of the day, it's so tough because the list of quarterbacks that are in that elite air are above Kirk. So I don't know. But, I mean, one vote would not be shocking. I think they now have multiple votes. Because it used to be like, I think you just cast a vote. Now I think it's a ballot. So, yes, This is plausible.
Yeah, so I don't know. We'd have to define what steam is, but getting an MVP vote seems like it could happen. And then, Declan, you had a couple things come off the board. This is a great creative prediction for the Netflix series.
Yeah.
But it was wrong. You said there'd be video evidence of Kirk mowing his lawn in one of the 8 episodes. Kind of felt like that was the only missing piece.
It was.
Kirk at
Barnes and Noble.
Kirk in his car in the parking lot with the sort of electromagnetic brain stimulation.
I think Kirk's lawns, plural, might be too big.
You don't think he's out there with a push mower, shirtless, with jorts?
I'm going to guess that Julie and Kirk employ at both their house in the suburban Twin Cities and in Michigan a very nice lawn service.
If they have a landscaping crew?
Yeah. Yes.
Right.
And then, Dex, you said Teddy Bridgewater would sign with a team by today's recording of Write That Down. He is still a free agent. Maybe he'll latch on somewhere. Maybe is it possible he's done?
Maybe.
It's a good. Yeah, I don't know.
What a good run, though, man. Who would have thought that he would have, 6 or 7 years later, still after that injury, still been able to start some games, spot starter, So with that, Declan still leads the completion percentage battle here on the season, 37.3%. I'm at 34.9%. Judd, 33.3%. Listeners at 28%. So pretty tightly contested here. I have the touchdown lead with 5, just ahead of Declan and Judd with 4. Listeners with just 1 touchdown on the season. All time, Declan has the highest completion percentage. We've been keeping track of stats since 2001 here. 35.5% for Declan, 34.8% for Judd, 32.5% for me, 23.5% for the listeners. You're all chasing me by 10 touchdowns or more. I have 38 touchdowns, just heaving the ball down the field. So let's do it. Let's get to our guest listener predictor, Chad, here on Write That Down. I can rip this off the screen here. There we go. So, all right, Chad, I guess maybe you should tell the story here, how this is a surprise gift. We've been in on this for like a few weeks here, but tell the audience how you became a guest listener predictor here on Write That Down.
All right. So, first off, I've been listening to you guys for a couple years now. My girlfriend and I, we work in the same school, so she's riding along listening to you guys on the radio just about every morning. And so then this past Saturday, I was turning 30. It was my birthday. And so my girlfriend, Caitlin, she reached out to Declan and to Phil and asked if I could be a guest listener predictor on your Write This Down segment. And then at the little family get-together we had this past weekend, she surprised me with the printout emails from you guys saying I was going to be on the show.
Wow. Girlfriend of the year. Can we just give
yeah.
up for Caitlin?
Yes.
Wow.
Not
Yes.
only
How nice is
facilitating this appearance, but also enduring this level of like clownery on the speakers every single day on the ride home. I mean, do you ever let her control like what the music or the podcast, or is it just I got to hear these idiots talk about Kirk Cousins every day?
Well, typically we alternate who's driving, and then the driver gets to control. However, I will say I think she's come to like you guys as well. So when I play it, I don't think it's a bad thing for her at all.
Okay. All right. Okay.
That's a lot of tolerating us three.
It is. So awesome. Well, so the assist here to Caitlin, and we're gonna go around the room. Well, before we even do that, when did you first become a Vikings fan? What was your first ever like Vikings torment?
Torment is exactly right. Well, I'm 30, so the first kind of memories, the first season I remember is that 98 season a little bit. And I'm 5, so I don't know exactly what's going on, but I remember Moss on Thanksgiving scoring all those touchdowns against the Cowboys. And then the torment side of things, I remember the Gary Anderson kick against the Falcons. And more so not understanding winning and losing that game and what the importance of it was, but how upset my mom was when he missed that kick.
Yeah, man. You saw family members react in ways that you've never seen in your life.
You heard words you haven't heard since from Mom.
Exactly right. That passion was instilled in me from a young age, and that torment was there right away.
That's awesome, man. So, all right. So, Chad, we're gonna start with you. We're gonna make 3 trips around the room here, 1 prediction per round. So, Chad, Judd, Declan, and then all rounded out. But you're under center here, so
The Rock knows how you feel about pie.
that's the wrong button.
Write this down.
What's your first prediction?
All right. So, again, I'm 30, and so all my life, the Packers have had Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers at QB. Well, this is the first year I'm ever having a crack where they don't have a Hall of Fame quarterback under center. And so my first prediction, write this down, the Vikings will go 2-0 versus the Packers, and the Packers will win 5 games or less this season.
Wow. And then they'll be in position to draft the next Aaron Rodgers or Brett Favre. If that would actually be horrible. You want the Packers to be like an 8-win team this year if you're a Vikings fan, you know? Because then they're going to be right there in the Caleb Williams sweepstakes. For 1 year, it would be fun to laugh at them, and then they would draft, one of those 2 dudes. We'll see.
Write this down.
All right, Judd.
All right. 5 of the Vikings' 6 draft picks from this past April will make the initial 53-man roster.
Exactly 5?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, exactly 5. Because I think most of them make it, but there's usually one who they try and a late round guy. What's that?
McBride, is that the one you're worried about not making it?
Yeah, I'm a little bit concerned about him. I'm just the end of the draft. You ordinarily will try to sneak someone through the practice squad.
Right.
So I'm going for the touchdown pass here, obviously. 5 of the 6 draft picks from April will make the initial, and so this is the initial one. So if they're cut the next day, it still counts. Because when we get the initial 53-man roster, 5 of the 6 will be on that roster.
And Dex, can you put the word exactly in there so that when I'm tracking this, we don't give Judd credit for...
Write it down. You like writing things
A
down.
ballsy prediction on my part, you guys. That is a lot. That's some cojones at work right there.
It is, really. It's a very exact prediction. All right, Dex.
All right, my first prediction. So in week 1, the Vikings are wearing those throwback uniforms that they recently announced. We talked about it on Purple Daily yesterday. They look great from the 60s and 70s. So I don't know if you noticed that, but there's a little sentence buried in that press release, too, that said the Vikings can elect to wear these again during the course of the season. So they're for sure wearing them in week 1. So write this down. The Vikings will wear their throwbacks at least twice in 2023. The 60s, 70s throwbacks too. I'm not going to put it all in encompassing. I'm talking about the week 1 jerseys. We will see those worn again by the Vikings at some point in the 2023 season, postseason included too.
Can they? Do teams wear alternate uniforms in the postseason ever? Do we ever see that?
I don't think so. I don't think they do that, but potentially.
Should wear those. Do we still wear those like highlight uniforms, or is that just like a Thursday phase? Does anyone
Maybe
ever bust those
that's
out?
a Color Rush Thursday thingamajig.
Well, and they got rid of the Color Rush name, right?
Yeah.
Like we
But I
don't
love
have
the all purple. The purple and like the Thanksgiving ones they wore last year. I love those.
all merchandise sales, man.
Love that.
All
Wasn't there an
merchandise
issue
sales.
with colorblind people that there was like a Jets-Bills game on a
Yes.
Thursday night Color Rush,
Yes,
and
good call.
colorblind people are like, "Oh God,
You couldn't tell the teams apart.
yeah."
Write it down. You like
All right.
writing things down?
Write this down. Next season, so this is kind of a parlay. I'm saying there will be a season 2 of the quarterback Netflix documentary,
Oh, okay. Yep.
and it will include Joe Burrow.
Okay.
Joe Burrow. Probably not a touchdown prediction here. I don't know. I mean, it is.
Well, it's coming back for sure.
It's coming back.
Okay,
For,
so if it's coming back for sure, then it's probably not because
I
he's
would
like
say it's
the
not a
next most
touchdown.
popular quarterback,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
I have a prediction on that too.
Yep.
All right, so Joey Burrow, and he'll be super interesting to follow around.
Write it down. You like writing things down?
All right, back to Chad here.
All right. So for my second prediction, I was looking at the Vikings schedule, and we play both teams that were in the NFC Championship game last year and both teams that were in the AFC Championship game last year.
Yeah.
Eagles, 49ers, Chiefs, and Bengals. And so write this down. In those 4 games, the Vikings will go at least 2-2.
Wow.
At least
Okay.
2-2. Against those 4 teams, if we're going 2-2, I think that that bodes well for the rest of our schedule, the rest of our season.
All right, I think that would be great. Would you guys take that right now? Just straight up,
Yes,
2-2 in those
straight up.
games.
Oh,
and
yeah,
then-
I guess
Straight up
those-
right now, yes.
Absolutely.
Yep, guaranteed. I'll take it.
yeah,
Absolutely.
I
Because
don't
you're
need-
at the Bengals, at Philly. So, yeah, if you go 2-2, I'd be very happy with that.
yeah. Don't even need door number 2.
Write it down. You like writing things down?
All right, we're actually gonna do something unprecedented. We're gonna bring a late entrant into the fold here. I believe we have Cody coming in to write that down.
Cody.
What's up, guys?
the Cody in the room
Excuse
here?
me. What's going on, guys? Sorry I'm late.
Look at that screen.
Yeah. Sorry I'm late.
Badass hat there, Cody. Well, welcome in. We'll let you play catch up here, but tell our
Yeah.
audience, what is your background as a Vikings fan? When did you get hooked on the Vikings?
I think I have a story a little similar to you, Phil. Actually, my mom is from originally Rice Lake, Wisconsin, and I had a Favre shirt on when I was little, and my godfather saw me wearing that, and he's like, "No, you're not wearing a Favre jersey. There's no way that's happening." So he kind of took me under his wing and stole me away. So now I'm probably the only Vikings fan out of like 4 different uncles that live in the upper Midwest region. So it's a fun time.
Yeah, there is photo evidence of like an 11-year-old Phil Mackey because all my aunts and uncles and my mom, like everyone's from Wisconsin. The Vikings, they tried to take advantage of a dry spell of playoff success before 1998 and put a Brett Favre Packers jersey on me for a while.
Yeah,
So there's a
exactly.
photo of me at like Christmas with my like Brett Favre Packers jersey on. Total brainwash job by my family.
You were,
Thank
like,
God Randy
kidnapped.
Moss
Sure.
was. I know.
Yeah.
Illegal.
Terrifying. They bring you into a dark room and they drug you with 3 different kinds of cheeses, and then
Yeah.
they put a Brett Favre jersey on you.
Couple beers.
And every time you lose, you get a text message saying, "You like that?" I'm like, well,
Yeah.
no, I don't like that actually.
Yeah. So Cody, let's have you play catch up here. Give us your first
Yeah.
prediction: Vikings, football, or show related here.
The dog's like, yeah, let's go.
Yeah, yeah. I got a little puppy right now, so he's barking at everything that walks by on the window. Okay, so write that down. Ty Chandler will lead the Vikings running backs in yards after contact.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
With a minimum of 20 carries, because I can at least a minimum of 20 carries, so that way there's no like caveat of like one player getting 4 carries and he just has this 8.9 yak, and I'm like, okay, that doesn't count. But yeah, I think
Right.
I really like Ty Chandler coming out of college. I thought he was poised to have at least somewhat of a role, but I think he was kind of a little dinged up in the offseason last year. But I think just with the running back by committee, it kind of opens up the door for everyone to basically just say, hey, who has the hot hand today? And that's who they're going to feed the ball to. I know Madison is kind of the clear number 1, but usually when it goes by running back by committee, if he starts to teeter off and he's not having as much success, that's when they change their pace back, or they're going to get someone involved in the pass game. They're just going to switch it up. I think there's just a lot of opportunity for all the running backs this year, but I specifically like Ty Chandler.
Yeah, I think it almost feels like Ty Chandler is the forgotten one because you have Madison, and then Dwayne McBride was a really the fact that Kwesi said we had a starter grade on Dwayne McBride But if they had a starter grade on DeWayne McBride, then they probably had a starter grade on Ty Chandler. I don't know if anyone's gotten that specific information on him. What is your second prediction here, Cody, just to get you caught up?
Write this down.
Cool, let's do it. Okay, so I need to preface this because I am not by any means a Kirk Cousins crusader. But I will say, out of the entirety of evolution of quarterback, I've never had a quarterback start out where, like, the first 2 years I just completely wanted him off the team. And the last 2 years, I've started to grow to like him even more. You watch the Netflix documentary and you're like, okay, well, I actually like him a lot more than I used to like him. So this is a little bit of a 3-item parlay. So we'll have, write this down. Kirk Cousins will have a career year since becoming a starter in QBR, touchdowns, and he will have at least 65% completion percentage.
Wow.
Okay.
That would probably make the listener prediction that we went over earlier correct then. If he did all those things, he would probably get an MVP vote at least.
I think so. I mean, it's his touchdown mark is 35, which I thought was a little. I mean, I think that's with 17 games. I think that's easily doable. I think the QBR is a little bit there. Completions percentage is like his career year was 70, so I didn't want to top it at that. But I think that was like his first year with the Zimmer, where he probably wasn't passing the ball very much, anyways. So. But.
Yeah, he's. I think the QBR is going to be the hardest one because he had a couple like a 65 QBR. I don't have it in front of me with Washington one year, so
yeah,
we'll have to see. But that's definitely, if that comes to fruition, it's a touchdown because it's a 3-item parlay. So all right, let's go over to Judd here for your second prediction.
All right, off the quarterback documentary, Kirk Cousins will have a national endorsement in the next year, at least one. Ooh. So Kirk Cousins will have at least, he's going to get a national endorsement, so not just Pizza Ranch.
Not Pizza Ranch, all due respect.
Not Pizza Ranch, and his good friend who he ditched, Kevin, who he immediately ditched, he's going to have an actual national endorsement.
So I know he does the Spire commercials here in Minnesota. Those are local, right?
Those are
so
local.
We're going to have to figure out during the course of like a football game.
Well, it'll be like a commercial, for instance, shown during games. That is.
Well, but you'll know there's local breaks and national breaks during those games,
and it's got to be a national product then.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you see local Jim Lupien car dealership commercial followed by Kirk Cousins and Spire, that's a local break.
Kirk Cousins here for Surly.
Yes.
That'd be great.
Wow. I'm drinking my first beer right now at Surly before I die. Oh, I'm buzzed. Oh, God.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Frick. All right, Dex, what's your second prediction?
All right, I'll make also quarterback documentary prediction. I said the 3 names that I would like to have on season 2, so write this down. At least one of those 3, in Joe Burrow, Derek Carr, Baker Mayfield, will be on season 2 of quarterback. At least one of those 3 will be the main features on season 2 of quarterback. Joe Burrow, Derek Carr, Baker Mayfield.
Okay.
Write that down.
Write this down. Justin Jefferson, snubbed on the cover of Madden 24, will be on the cover of Madden 25. I feel like a bunch of us made a similar prediction last year. I'm going to get out in front here.
All right.
Justin Jefferson will be on the cover of next year's Madden 25. Write it down.
Write that down.
All right. Back to Chad here for your third and final prediction.
All right. So last year, the Vikings won all those one-score games. I think they were 11 one-score wins. So, and we just kind of had to deal with that. We're kind of frauds all season long. Well, this year, we might not win 13 games, but we're not going to be this fraudulent team. And so write this down. The Minnesota Vikings will win at least 5 games by 10 or more points.
Ooh.
Yes.
That's a touchdown.
I love it. That's definitely a touchdown because we went over some. If you want the full numbers, we went over some of that on yesterday's show. It's like Kirk Cousins teams, even back to Washington, don't have a lot of blowouts relative to like other top quarterbacks and offenses. So that would be a welcome change of pace.
Time to step on some throats, boys. That's what it's time for. It's time to put your boot on the throat and press.
Drop an F-bomb once in a while. All right, Kirky boy. So, all right. Hey, Chad, great stuff here. Since you've got this life-changing platform right now on Purple Daily, celebrating your 30th birthday, is there anyone in your life you'd like to thank that helped get you to this point? I think we know one person.
He better thank his girlfriend.
Yeah. Definitely off the top. Got to thank my girlfriend, Caitlin. Diehard Vikings fan, just like I am. Something I'm sure we bonded over. And got to thank her for just reaching out to you guys and getting me on the show. That was just really, really an awesome surprise from her. Got to thank my mom and dad, passionate Vikings fans through and through, and raising all of us to be that exact same way. And then also got to thank my dad again, my brother Tyler, and then my uncle Buff. The four of us decided to take the plunge and buy Vikings season tickets.
Nice.
So just looking forward to making a lot of great memories at the bank over the coming years.
Yeah, Uncle Buff.
Awesome.
Let's go.
Uncle Buff, a diehard Vikings fan who's lived his entire adult life in Wisconsin. So he's been putting up with a lot over the years.
Been fending them off.
The Lord's work. I love it.
Let's get one for Buff here, boys. Get one for Buff. All right. Hey, awesome stuff. Good luck with your predictions. We'll get you on again sometime.
Thank you. This
Happy
has been
birthday,
awesome,
man.
guys.
All right. Great stuff there, Chad, and the assist to his girlfriend, Caitlin, for reaching out here. So, all right, Cody, what is your third and final prediction?
All right, so I got a rookie prediction. My wife's a big USC fan, so I watched a lot of USC football last year. So this is about Jordan Addison, and I had 3 predictions. So I'm all going for touchdowns right here, right? So
Yeah.
Write that down. Jordan Addison will eclipse 1,000 yards receiving next year.
Yeah, that'd be great if that happened.
Yeah,
Let's get it.
I think I saw a lot of. I mean, I watched a lot of the games last year. I mean, obviously Caleb Williams is not a Kirk Cousins, a different style quarterback for sure. I think just because what we saw last year with defensive coverage was on Justin Jefferson, like every single game, he's going to be doubled. If you're not going to throw a double on him, there's going to be open possessions. And a lot of times last year, I saw Thielen get those chances, but they were always deflected. There was no separation. The ball was always just blocked down or defended and batted down. That won't be the case with Jordan Addison. I think the only thing is he has to stay healthy. That's the biggest key. I think he's a little banged up right now. But just get healthy, have a good training camp, get out there, and then start catching some balls.
He's really small too. Like that's my concern. He's not a big man at all.
No. He reminds me a little bit of
catch
Steve Smith.
He's got to fill. Yeah, he's got to
That'd be
fill out a
good,
little
yeah.
bit because Steve Smith was small, but like stockily built. Not in a fat way, but like he was
Stout.
just thick.
Yeah.
He was stout. Yeah.
I love that
little
word.
bowling ball out there. Yeah, if Addison could just like catch a pass and run forward more often than Thielen did last year too, Thielen got into this habit where he thought, and I get what he's doing, like I'm going to take 2 or 3 steps back and loop around, but he just wasn't fast enough to do that anymore. So,
yeah.
But anyhow, great predictions, and same thing for you here too. You've got this life-changing platform here, this world-changing platform. Is there anyone you'd like to thank that brought you to this pinnacle moment?
Yeah, I think my godfather and his son-in-law, we have a group text called the Purple Cheese Eaters. And so we're texting literally probably every day about Viking stuff. My godfather is so plugged in. He listens to a million podcasts. He turned me on to you guys. And weirdly enough, my neighbor across the street, I heard him yelling during the Buffalo Bills game because I was yelling in my house during the Buffalo Bills game. And turns out he watches Purple Daily too. So it's like, nice. I have a little cabinet of a San Diego community Carlsbad, you know what I mean? So it's pretty cool. It's fun to see the network and how far it reaches. But yeah, thanks to you guys. Also, the podcast is great. The content is great. Thanks for showing me up, or thanks for having me on late little slide in right there. Sorry, the dog is, she's got a happy tail syndrome. So she's on some antibiotics right now. So I was taking care of her.
Oh,
dude, we appreciate you coming on here, and good luck with your predictions.
Thanks,
we'll
sir.
do it again sometime. All right, Cody?
Thanks, guys. Cheers.
All right. Great stuff, man. Couple great predictors there today.
Our listeners are great.
Mm-hmm.
They're some really cool people.
It's really fun to see this community, YouTube, whether you listen, it's fun to, and we get to see too, like how many people from outside Minnesota. I mean, obviously like the bulk of the audience is from Minnesota or at least the surrounding states, but I think it's kind of blown our minds how many Vikings fans exist around the entire country or in Europe even. There's the people that hit us up from like Germany or England or whatever, right? Yeah,
it's definitely been, in my opinion, the coolest part of the last 3 years is that fact of finding all these people who aren't here. And when I do Ventline on Sundays, I would say 80% of them aren't in Minnesota, which is just kind of crazy to think about. But it's really cool to see that actually there's Vikings fans basically all over the country and globe.
Yeah. before we get to the last few predictions here on our slate, let's shout out a couple friends here. Federated Mutual Insurance Company. By the way, if people ask, like, how can we best support the show? Is there anywhere I can consume? You can consume it however you want, number one. But supporting our sponsors goes a really long way to just keeping this thing going on a daily basis. And Federated is one of those longtime partners for us going back the last few years. And they are here to help business owners maximize their success through risk management tools and resources. They're all about helping you minimize the things that could be coming at you on the horizon that could ding your business. So find out more about how they work with companies going back to 1904 at federatedinsurance.com, where it's our business to protect yours. Also, our friends at Finch Home Solutions, helping people like Judd, for instance, who are not the handiest around the house, let's just say.
Well, that's exactly right. And here's the thing, too. And when you see this Finch Home Solutions truck, and yes, those colors look familiar, don't they? That's because Cody and his team, they are two things. One, they are the best in town when it comes to electrical issues. Two, they are huge Vikings fans. But if you have an electrical repair in your home, big or small, and this is the most important thing, big or small, guess what? Finch can handle it. They can handle it quickly. They are incredibly productive. They'll come out to your house, tell you what's wrong, and the fix will be done basically as quick as you want. Their work is just absolutely outstanding. The ease of the process, they're courteous, they're professional. 5-star customer service with Finch, 612-357-2604 or finchhomesolutions.com. Go to their site. Again, finchhomesolutions.com. Fill out a form. You basically tell them what's wrong. They will come out to your home. It's that easy. They will fix it. And you can talk some Vikings, too. Finch Home Solutions. They are your one-stop shopping for electrical issues.
And hey, there's still so much summer left. All you summer negatives out there, the 4th of July means summer's almost over. No.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? We still have almost half of July. We got August. And by the way, September is still a great time to get out. I know that kids go to school, but you know what? That's more free time for adults.
Exactly.
Okay, take some time off work, whatever. Power Lodge and Miller Marine. There's 3 Power Lodge locations in Minnesota, and then there's Miller Marine in St. Cloud. 300 plus pontoons and tritoons in stock. The Benningtons are where it's at, by the way, here. So check out the stash of Benningtons for your throttle therapy out there on the water.
And that's the thing, too. For adults, summer has a ton of time left. And can you imagine anything better than dropping the kids off at school and getting out on that Bennington, just you and the wife enjoying a glorious day? Absolutely fantastic. Summers are short, but there is a ton of time left. So why not enjoy the summer of 2023 on the water in a Bennington? It looks perfect to me.
Yes, a Bennington from Miller Marine and or Power Lodge. MillerMarine.com and PowerLodge.com. All right, we round out the predictions here.
Write this down.
Judd, what's your third prediction?
Third and final prediction is this. One or more from this group, Declan, and I'm going to give you the names, okay?
Mm-hmm.
One or more from this group. Dalvin Cook, Ezekiel Elliott, Leonard Fournette, or Kareem Hunt will not be on a roster when the NFL regular season begins.
Wow.
Cook, Elliott, Fournette, Kareem Hunt, all, of course, in that group of just really aggrieved parties of late. Running backs, nobody will pay them. They can't make their millions. Oh, my goodness, what are they going to do? At least one, so it could be more, but at least one will not be on a roster when the regular season begins.
Yeah, it's just, I see even like Derrick Henry tweeted something out yesterday too. Just, there's all these people trying to figure out, are there ways where we can like create a separate pool of money for running backs?
There's not.
The market is what it is, man. Like,
exactly. I guess the running backs bandied together to take to like Twitter and put stuff out there. Like, you know, so like Henry and Cook and that whole group had talked about it. And so Derrick Henry takes it to Twitter as far as that. And you're right. There's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
Don't play running back, kids.
Or I think it's just, yeah, you have to have an understanding. But like, there's still like, you can make a lot of money as a running back, obviously.
Yes.
If it's running back or don't play professional sports, like, okay,
Right.
you can make a lot of money as a running back.
Right.
But it's just, dude, we've gone over stats on this show where like Mewelde Moore had the same yards per carry as Adrian Peterson. And it's not because Mewelde Moore's a better player than Adrian Peterson. It's just you're at the mercy of scheme and offensive line and all these other things.
And this isn't that new, too. Like, it's not like it. I know that because there are a lot of guys on the market right now, that it's become this big deal, but this is not a new thing. The Vikings were the odd man out because they essentially went from Peterson to Cook. But if you look what's been going on around this league for a while, the committee approach has been there. And so if you are a really talented athlete, kids, play receiver, play cornerback, play quarterback. You know, if you're Judd Zolgad and you have a dream of one day playing in the National Football League, then you can pound the rock.
You know, I don't hear kickers complaining. Kickers are key. You got to make a game win. Hey, everything's on the line. Here comes Justin Tucker. Maybe he should make $20 million. It's just there's certain positions that are going to be marginalized by the market.
I think kickers do make more right now on average, but the position that's really got a gripe is tight end.
Yeah, especially guys who are more receivers.
Yeah,
than tight
Travis
ends,
Kelce is grossly underpaid because he's technically a tight end, but if you watch him, he's 1,000% a hybrid receiver tight end.
Yes.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
All right, back to what's his name? Declan.
All right, last one for me here. What's his name? It's Declan. The arena football team. Minnesota's getting one. St. Paul. It'll be based in St. Paul, according to TMZ, by the way. I don't know if you guys saw that little nugget.
At the X.
Let's go.
So write this down. The Minnesota arena football team's mascot will be named after a fish. So they could bring back the pike.
Fighting pike.
But they could also make it fish, maybe like a bass. Maybe, I don't know. It'll be fish related.
The lutefisk?
Okay. I'm gonna audible and make a prediction about this too.
Write this down.
Oh, God.
The mascot name for the new Arena Football League team, the Minnesota team, will not have an S on the end of it. Does that make sense? It won't be like,
It won't be plural.
yeah, like North Stars
Yep.
would be,
It'll be like
S on the end.
magic.
Wild.
Yep.
Magic, you
Yep.
know? So
Jazz.
pike, walleye,
I hate when they do this, by the way.
the freeze, the Minnesota freeze. It'll be a word that doesn't end in an S. They're gonna get cute. Write it down.
Actually, you know what you could bring back, you guys? From a different sport? The moose. Great
moose?
merchandising.
Moose.
I still
moose
have
had great
a
merch-
moose puck, a commemorative moose puck.
I've got a moose puck and a sweatshirt, which
You
I
should
never
wear-
wore.
You should wear if it's still in your stash. You should bring it to the show.
Oh, it's
one
very
day.
much in my
To a
stash.
Featured
Judd's
in Happy
Hockey Show.
Gilmore. If you guys notice when he goes to the skating rink, there's a Minnesota moose sign hanging up in that skating rink.
You know what? I think
Fun
I
fact.
did. I think I did. Now that you mentioned
I've
it.
seen
They
that movie
did that
100
scene in
times.
Minnesota.
I don't know if it's. I mean, I kind of feel like they had to, but there's a Minnesota moose sign
Is that the Civic
in
Center?
Happy Gilmore.
Hold on a second
Interesting.
here.
Or is it in an arena of the league at the time, and they had all the teams' banners hanging or something?
Yeah.
We should look that up.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Write this down.
Well, there you go, boys. Little football prediction action, some movie knowledge, some life advice. You get everything here on Purple Daily.
A great girlfriend.
A great girlfriend,
That's a really awesome thing to do.
Caitlin, coming through in the
Caitlin.
clutch. It's a keeper. All right, boys. We have like 10 days until the real full training camp starts, but less than a week until rookies report. Judd's going to be out there on a regular basis. I think I'm going to try and get out there for the first time in 5 or 6 years, dust off the old, the old training camp notebook. But thank you guys for helping make this one of the most listened to football podcasts in America week after week. We're pumped for the season, pumped for training camp, and we'll catch you tomorrow here on Purple Daily, Daily Vikings Entertainment.